I've got a Skoda still, not even touched me bloody Skoda. Automatic Skoda at the back there, done nothing with it. Again, laziness. But actually, since I've returned, things have gone even more quiet. Right, before we start today's video, I need to give you fair warning. You've only got 5 days to get involved with the Car UK raffle. Now, for those of you who don't know, we are offering our Mk1 Ford Fiesta. This stunning 1983 example 1.1L version is out of the box. It's arguably one of the best examples out there. Lovely low mileage, lots of history, a lovely driving vehicle, and a real practical classic that is going to soar in value. Now, this could be yours for just literally £2 by using our link in the description or the QR code above. Scan that or go on the link and it will take you over to Raffle, who hosts the draw, and it is going to be drawn on Monday the 30th of June. And if you are the lucky winner, you'll be driving away in this Ford Fiesta. Now, if that doesn't entertain you, there is an alternative cash prize which I've just upped as well, which has gone from £3,000 to £4,000. If you don't want the car, you can take £4,000 in cash as an alternative. There's also a second prize as well, which is a Top Don Tech Bundle. Now, also bear in mind as well, we've got ticket bundles back on offer. So you can just buy the one ticket for £2, but if you buy more tickets, you spend a £5 or 10 or 15 or £20, there is additional free tickets that you can get, giving you lots of more free tickets. And remember, those free tickets are worth just as much as a paid ticket, giving you even more chances to win this stunning prize. And finally, don't forget as well that we always help charity on the back of it. Thousands and thousands of pounds this year given away to charities, local and national. Then this time round, we are helping out our local charity, Hopes and Beans, a children's charity based here in Crewe. Also giving money to Northwest Air Ambulance. So even more reasons to get involved and helping out local charity. So now get yourself in the link description. It's being drawn in a few days' time and get yourself involved. Even all, welcome back to the Car UK channel. You join me here at the Car Pitch, where I deal in budget used cars under £5,000, the cheap end of the UK used car market. So, pitch update. We haven't done one in around 10, 12 days now. What has been going on? Well, I don't know firsthand because I actually wasn't here. The lads have been working really hard whilst I was basically on a beach. And to be honest with you, I was coming back thinking that not much would sold because we didn't really have a great start to June, mainly down to the fact that, well, June is not a great month for selling cars anyway, but mainly down to the fact that we didn't actually have a lot on sale. We'd sold quite a few in the month of May and we were basically playing a little bit of catch up. But lads actually have done really proud. Got a lot of sold cars ready and done. We've managed to get some cars out of the corner, dead corner, which is always a pain for us, trying to get those vehicles prepped and done, and got a few of them on sale and actually sold one or two of them, and even managed to get a few more sales than I even bargained for. So I was really pleased when I came back and realised I'd sold quite a few more cars than I first thought, which actually puts us in good stead for the rest of the month, because really I was going to write off this month because I went away and it's a bit of a crap month anyway. But we've still got a chance that we might be able to meet our minimum target, the target we like to set ourselves, where basically the lads get the bonus and we make a nice little profit. We're a bit short, to be honest with you, we're still not quite there, and I was hoping this week, when I return, when I come back and motivated and get myself back in the groove, that we'd probably sell a few more vehicles. But actually, since I've returned, things have gone even more quiet. In fact, it's almost like I brought a little bit of a curse back with me from the holidays and basically messed it all up for everybody. But we have still got the weekend ahead of us till the end of the month, and I'm hoping that we might be able to turn it around over the weekend period and get some sales under the belt. And we've got plenty to be getting on with, because we've got quite a few cars actually that we've managed to get on sale. And I was also buying whilst I was away as well. Even though I was on the beach, sneakily turning around on the old phone and buying a few auction vehicles. So let me go outside and show you what I've been up to, what I've been buying, what's been sold, and give you a proper update here at the pitch. Right, let's show you around. We'll start with the sold cars first before we get involved into the new purchases and new arrivals. So things that has really impressed me were stuff like the little 107. Now this little 107 has just come off the ramp about an hour ago. This has been lingering around in dead corner for far too long. Not sure why, it's just one of those cars that got stuck there and should have never been in there in the first place. But it got pulled out the other week, and whilst I was away, the lads have turned it around, put a new clutch in it as well. Obviously it's a 107 IGO, pretty much, well, not all of them, but most of them end up having clutches. We have to put them in because they're usually a bit high. So that's had a new clutch in, it's had new disc and pads, new tyres, been under sealed, smartened up a bit, put some new number plates on. It's now ready to be cleaned up and be ready for the seller to pick it up, hopefully soon. Let's say the lads managed to get someone on that,
and sold it whilst I was away. So I was really pleased about that one, because say that was one of those cars that was just lingering around and which never got to, which is not great. We also sold, it's gone now as well, actually, a Fiat 500. We've got a couple of Fiat 500s there. One's just arrived and one is a trade car, but we've got another Fiat 500 which has been here for ages, probably maybe even about 9 months, maybe even a year. Why? Again, it was left there. I have no idea. It only needed a gearbox putting in it, which we had. We had a couple of gearboxes lying around, recon ones, and it's just one of those jobs that's got put off and put off and put off. But we got it sorted, got it in, fixed over the holiday period, and not only did we got it fixed, the lads even sold it. He got someone on it, came in and sold the car, which is great news. And that actually went out today, as you can see here, a picture of it being cleaned before it went out. Lady picked it up, loves it. They're saying that is gone out and got some cash back into the pocket, which has been really sitting on the stock sheet for, well, like I said, nearly a year, which is just ridiculous and a waste of a lot of money. We made a profit out of it and we've got that money back in, so pleased about that. Other sales was the Dacia Duster, which is, where's the Dacia Duster? It's over there. It's over here. I'm sorry about the sun. Dacia Duster's there. It's just having some wheels refurbed. They've just come off. We just popped it over there. That is going out as well. They sold that whilst I was away, which again, really pleased about that, because once that's been on sale that long, a few weeks, I thought there might be a little bit more interest. The last 2 Dusters we had went like that. This one, we had a lot bit of interest, but just didn't quite get it over the line. But the lads have got it sorted whilst I was away. Took someone out on it, they loved it, and they're picking that up hopefully on Thursday, so a couple of days time. Another car we've sold is the Ford Fiesta, the 1.2 petrol one, which lasted on sale for about a day. We mentioned this in an update video recently. I say this just flew out the door. We had loads of inquiries on it. It was a little cheap 1,500 quid car, done about 50,000 miles. It's a little 1.2. It's actually quite clean, other than the scuff here I need to get out, and the towing eye cover's missing, which I've got in there, which has just been painted. Shoved some trims on it, some new mirrors on it. It's got to have a Campbell and water pump done. We've got to do something with the seats, because the seats are a bit playing up on the old cables. We've got to sort them out, but we've got everything here to do it. And once we've got it all turned round, we will well, the customer will have a decent little car. I say it's low mileage, it's got years of life left in it. One of those vehicles that probably would have been scrapped if we hadn't bought it, and it's a shame, because it's only gone 50,000 and it's a clean car. It wants going back on the road, using, letting someone use it, get to work, you know, drive around, take the kids to school, whatever. Hopefully we keep an old car like that going for many, many years, because there's nothing wrong with it and it drives exceptional. So I like that. That's a nice story, that one. I like a little cheapie being saved, years left in it, and we're going to make sure someone gets a good car there. So pleased with that. Also, Honda, another good little car, little cheapie one again. Sold a few cheapies over the last week or two, under £2 stuff. Little 08 plate, that sold straight away. 1.4 petrol. We'd already sold that previously about a year or so ago. Bought it back off the customer who had another car offers, and then sold that. Had a bit of interest originally, but we didn't get round to it as quick as we would like to have done. But we got it cleaned up, and once we got it cleaned up and for the workshop, sold straight away. So good news. That is now done. Waiting for the customer to collect that next week. Other than that, we have sold some other 107s and Igos, which aren't currently here at the moment, at paint as well, which is typical of the sort of stuff that we sell. We sell rucks of those pretty much every week, to be honest, as soon as we can get them in. Now, let me talk to you about new stuff that's arrived. So, we've got a 14 plate Igo I've took in, which I did a video on actually a few weeks ago. We bought from Aston Barclay, and I bought it online actually. Never saw the vehicle in the flesh, but it's an Igo 107. I don't mind buying that sort of stuff online, to be honest with you, if I haven't seen them, because it's very rare you'll get something that you can't really get out of, or you can't, you know, make some money out of. You know, these things are really cheap to fix, and we can do it all ourselves. Anyway, that one is a little bit mileage. It's done about 117, I think it's done, but it's an Igo. It doesn't matter. It will do 200,000 miles easy. They can do it. Just service them and they'll keep going. But it's only 14 plates, so it's the last of that run as well, and it actually drives really well. It's even got sat-nav in it. It's got sat-nav in it. So just need to do a few little touch-ups on it to finish it off, and that. So I've just literally just thrown it here for now, whilst I've got it back from having some bits and bobs done to it inside. But yeah, there you go, a little cheapie. Usually we have these in with 70,000-80,000 miles on a 14 plate. They'd be in excess of £3,000, 3,200 quid for an Igo with that sort of mileage on. So for £23.95, it's a cheapie for someone. 20 quid tax. We love them. We talk about them all the time. We know how good those little Igos and C1s and 107s are. Got another C1 as well, which this, by the way, I cannot understand why this car is not sold. And by the way, apologies for the dust on these cars. We have started re-cleaning them this afternoon because they've been, well, the weather's been so good that the dust on the road just froze up and just destroys them all. They look amazingly clean, and then the next day they just look horrible again, constantly washing them. But this little 107, sorry, C1, 1995, done about 70,000 miles, I think it's done, which is quite decent mileage for one of this age. And it's immaculate. It's really clean. It drives really well. I don't think it even needs a clutch either, which is quite rare for one of these. But yeah, usually I put one of those on sale, gone like that. Phone rings in an hour, it's gone. No one's rang yet, so if anyone wants a really clean, decent mileage C1, which will come fully serviced, I'll underseal it, and I'll make sure it's all lovely, and make sure all the bits and bobs that go wrong on them are all done. Get in touch, because we've got one sitting there, pretty much ready to roll, ready to test drive anyway, with a decent mileage in. Nice little car that, and it's a VTR one as well, so it means it's got things like a rev counter and central locking. Anyway, other things we bought. We've got some Corsas and Adams. My first Adam on sale. Mentioned this briefly in a video on Facebook group the other day, on the Facebook page, sorry. Little blue one. Had this sent away to have some paint done to it on the doors, because it was a bit, well, one was a bit mismatched and the other one had a mark on. So we had them done. So that's all been sorted. My first Vauxhall Adam, been trying to buy these for ages now, and been really struggling. And this is the first one we've had, like I said, on the pitch. These are very similar to a Corsa, based on a Corsa frame, but they're more sort of I'd say like an alternative to like an Audi A1 type vehicle. Very small, quirky, three-door thing. The A1s, I haven't managed to get hold of one of those yet, but I've been trying to buy them, and I've been trying to buy an Adam. The first one, I've said, like I said, it'd been better if it was a 1.2, it's a 1.4. Nicer to drive the 1.4 because it's nippier, but it would have been better if it was a 1.2. The road tax doesn't actually make any difference, because on a 66 plate they're both the same on the road tax front. But just that psychological barrier that most people, younger drivers, will probably want a 1.2 over 1.4. We'll see how it goes. Good points, it's a jam model, so it's got quite good spec on it. It's got a service history. It drives really well. We're putting a brand new timing chain on it because it's got a little bit of rattle on start up. So obviously we'll put a brand new chain on, which is worth, you know, quite a bit of weight, to be honest with you, when you're buying a car. Someone's putting a chain on it, and it's the best colour. It's in blue. It's the best colour by far. So we'll see how we go with that. These are considerably more money to buy than a Corsa. So for instance, you'll probably pay around £700 or £800 more for an equivalent Adam than you would do, say, a Corsa limited edition, for example. But that's because they're just a bit more quirky, more desirable. Or at least that's what I'm told by the traders who like buying these. So we'll see how this one goes. We have had some early interest on it, and I'm hoping this weekend we can get a name down on it and someone will buy it. So we'll see how we go. Another car we bought, Corsa E's. We've got two. I've got a red one, 1.4, which is done, noisy motorbike, which is done about 75,000 miles on a 65 plate in red. I say it's a 1.4 petrol, a couple of keys of it, it's got decent history with it. It's a nice little car, to be honest. Just give it a bit of a freshen up before. Just put some new wheel trims on it, because the original wheel trims on it, which were proper original ones, was nice, but just all curbed. So we just put some new trims on it. It drives really well. It's a nice car. It is what it is. You know, it's nothing fancy. It's just a pretty boggy standard model, but it has got Bluetooth. It has got the tablet in it. Has got cruise in it. You know, it's decent enough and modern enough for somebody, and it's a cleanish car, that, to be fair. And we've been doing well with Corsa E's. It's red, which is a bit of a letdown, because red's colour, I've mentioned it before, they hang about a bit, but they all go in the end. It was half decent money. It's up for £4,500 or just under that, I think. So we'll see how we go with that one. So we've been done amazingly well with Corsa E's of late, so we'll see how that one lasts on the pitch. If it lasts a few weeks or a few days, we'll find out. This one, I suspect, will sell pretty quick. This is another Corsa E, arguably a better colour in blue. It's a 1.2, so it's probably got the better of the two engines from a marketing perspective to get rid of. It's a jam model, not a jam model, sorry. It's a, what the model is called now, Sting model. So it's a Sting model, because it's got the white wheels and the white mirror caps. Some of them had stripes on. For whatever reason, this one hasn't got the stripes on, which I'm quite glad about, because, well, I don't really like the stripes, but it's got the wheels, it's got the grille, and it's got the mirror caps. But like I said, they are factory. That's what they're supposed to look like. And it drives really well. I'm going to put a brand new clutch in this one, because it's a bit high, and I suspect it's original. It's not slipping, but it's just a bit high, so we're going to do that. But I say, it's a nice thing. It drives actually really well, and it can still be test driven. Today it just wants a little bit, giving it beans in his 335D, 20 mile an hour down here, son. Where was I? Yeah, just wants a bit of freshen up in the morning. We've just started finishing it off, but I suspect this will not last very long on sale because it's only £3,995, so it is the cheapest Corsa E we've ever had on sale. Now, straight away, I'm going to point out to you, we've got a scuff on the bumper there. We are having that fixed on Monday, Saturday, so don't think it's going to be like that. We've got the smart man is coming and he's going to get that sorted for us because my paint man's away this week, so I've had to employ a smart man for this weekend, which is very rare. So we're going to get that sorted, and then that's pretty much it. So we'll see how we go with that. It's done 93,000 miles, I think it's done. 93 or 94,000, so it's got a little bit more mileage than the red one, but it's £600 cheaper. It's the smaller engine, and it's a better colour. So we'll see how we go with that one. Other cars we bought whilst I was away on my holidays on a beach, I bought this C-Max in titanium, which I do like a C-Max, and they're usually good sellers. In black, which is a bit of a pain to keep clean, needs washing again, and we'll get that finished, and we'll certainly be doing that tomorrow because it's all mucky again. But it's a nice thing, got a couple of wheels I want refurbing, which we're going to do on the opposite side. Never a fan of these titanium wheels, they're not for me, but people like them. So we're going to have two of the wheels refurbed because they're a bit caught on the opposite side. Like I say, being a titanium, it's well spec'd, it's got good history, it's a 5-speed manual, it's a 1.6 petrol. They are good little family cars, they drive well, they're based on the Focus Mark III model. I've ordered some new badges for it because for some reason they're all gone a bit, well, crusty, should we say. So I've ordered some new ones of those. It wants a bloody good clean, it wants a good hand mopping going over with the mop, which we'll do. Get the wheels refurbed, and someone will have an half decent car. Obviously we'll do all the bits that need doing, we'll service it if it needs a belt doing or anything like that. We'll do all that. It's only a one owner car, and it's up for just a shade over £3.5 grand. They always sound a bit pricey, these Fords, to be honest. If you think of what else you can get for £3.5 grand, but the C-Maxes and Mark III Focuses just still command well, unless they're EcoBoost, they still command quite decent money. So anyway, we'll see how that goes because we've had a few of these on, and usually they move pretty quick, these C-Maxes. They are very, very good little family cars. It's basically just an uplifted Focus with a higher ground clearance and obviously a lot more room in the cabin. Other than that, really, we've got the old Twingo, which I've dropped the price on. Had a bit of interest on it, turns a few heads, but the colour is a bit of a one to get past. But it's cheap, it's only 2,300 quid. So we're going to see if that goes over the next week or so. I'm going to sort of actively try and advertise that, so we can get a buyer to that. Kia Rio, that's on sale now. We've just done a clutch in that, that's now done. It's had all brakes on it, it's driving really well. Wheels man's coming towards the end of the week to do the two wheels on it because they're really bad, the back wheels. They're just really crusty on the edges, so we're having them blasted and done. And then that will be looking a really nice thing. That's the only thing that lets it down, really. We've also got the Ibiza on sale, which everyone comes and looks at and says, oh, we've got the Ibizas in, and we go, yeah, we've got one in the corner. But most people then see it's red and just go, well, if there's any other colour, I've had it. It's just one of those things. It's red. What can we do? Red cars. Speaking of red cars, this one won't struggle to go, would it? They put a price badge in that, but you can't put a price in it because it's a raffle prize. If you haven't noticed already, it's due to finish in the next few days. So I won't bore you again with the same old spiel, but if you haven't got your tickets, what have you been doing? Get your tickets now. It's in the link description. It's £2. It finishes on Monday, and you can win my classic Ford Fiesta, which I'm going to pull out on Thursday and give it a lovely clean up and go out for another drive in it to blow the old cobwebs off the old pussy magnet. Some more red cars I've been buying. Yes, here's me talking about red cars not selling, but I bought two more red cars. Is a Twingo, which we did a video on the other night, so I shan't bore you with that because if you haven't watched it already, then you'll find it in the link description anyway. But it's a little rear-wheel drive Twingo. Yes, rear-wheel drive, low mileage, drives really well, really pleased with it. That's all I'll say. It's 3,995. It's interesting, it's different. I thought, sod it, we'll have a go with it. The other car I bought, DS3, again, bloody red. Why did I buy another red car, Lee? Well, I got offered it very, very cheap. It wasn't from auction. Had I seen this in auction, I wouldn't have even looked at it because at the moment, like I said, I've got too many red cars anyway. I wouldn't go looking for another one. But I got offered it by a trader who basically said, I've got a DS3, went through all the spiel of it, and he went, oh, by the way, it's red. I was like, oh, no. But they told me the price, and the price was too attractive to not buy it, even if it is red. So yeah, sod it, we thought we'll have it. I don't mind the DS3s in red because they have white roofs, so all black roofs usually, but this one's got a white one. So at least it breaks up a little bit, and it's a diesel because I don't buy the petrol ones really. Well, that's not true. I might buy a low mileage petrol one, but it's very rare, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't bother. buy the diesel if you're going to have a DS3. So the cheap tax, it's 10 plates, it's a bit older, so it's going to be a cheaper car. Most of them are 12, 13 plates you usually see in the auctions. It drives really well. It probably wants a clutch, so we'll probably put a new clutch in it. It may need a belt, we need to check that, because they are prone, the 1.6s, for belt snapping if you don't basically do them when they need to be done. So yeah, they don't give you any grace, so we might have to put a belt on it. But even that work that needs doing, which is, you know, quite a lot of work to do, and think about it, parts-wise not so much, but labour-wise would cost you an arm and a leg. I got that so cheap that I'm happy to do all that work, and someone's going to get a great car that can get a fair few years out of. It's economical, cheap to run, and actually quite a nice, attractive looking little car. So yeah, 2650, the cheapest DS3 we've ever sold, and we'll see how we go with it. I suspect when we've finished it off at the end of the week, it just wants a bit more mopping doing to it and a few touch-ins, and a wheel wants refurbing. But I think when we finish that off, I think we'll probably sell that quite quick, because anything between 2 and 3 grand, particularly that 2.5 grand, just goes usually straight away. We don't usually hang about, particularly quirky stuff like this, 500s, DS3s. They are good sellers. It's just a shame that the petrol models are just, they're just so many of them are bad, and they've usually got high mileage, and they're a terrible engine, the petrols. So I just don't get many of them. I don't get many Citroens like the C3s, the later ones as well, and the Cactuses. I like all them. I think they're quite quirky, but you just, unless you're going to get a diesel, you're just so risky to buy. And finally, a vehicle that isn't risky to buy, an old Vauxhall Mocha, 1.6 petrol, as long as you buy the 1.6. So we bought this from Prees. So yeah, Aston Barclay, at the same time we bought that Igo actually, and we picked it up with that and the Rover as well, didn't we? The old wedge-shaped Rover, which is in the corner. That is a 2015 one, 1.6 petrol. It was actually not bad mileage on it. It did about 70 thou. We've now had the wheels redone because they were awful. They've all been refurbed. We've had the dent man on it because it had a bit of a nasty mark on it on the door, which has now come out, and you can't even see where it was, which is well, full credit to him. And then we've had it all mopped up, and it's looking really well. Nice thing, say 1.6 petrol. Most of these you see are diesels or 1.4 turbo petrols, which if you bought a brand new one or bought one that was a couple of years old, and it'd be a great car. But once they get to like 7, 8 years old, then 1.4 turbo engines just are chocolate and fall apart. So just don't buy them. Just buy the 1.6. It might have a little bit more boost to it, and it might feel a nicer car to drive. And the 1.6 is probably a bit underpowered really for that car, but it's just more reliable. Honestly, it's more reliable. So just buy the 1.6. Most of the time we've had these Mochas, they've sold straight away. They're up there with the Sportages and the iX35s. The crossovers always sell quick. This was on sale, and we had loads of interest on it, but it was still looking a bit tatty because we hadn't done the wheels, and we're waiting for the dent man to turn up. We hadn't mopped it, and we were desperate at the end of the month, beginning of the month, sorry, to get some stuff on sale, and so we could show people what was, you know, locals were coming on, what we had coming in. I think it was just because it wasn't finished, we just didn't get anyone to put their hand up and say I'll have it, because they probably couldn't see what it was going to become. But now it's all cleaned up and it's been polished up and the wheels have been done, it looks smart. I think we'll have someone on it. So I'm going to get that centre stage tomorrow and move that C-Max off, get that all off the sale and cleaned up, put it back in the corner there, and I'm hoping that this weekend we can get someone on it. It's only 4.5 grand. Most of them we've had recently have had more miles on, or maybe I say a tad more miles on, and we've sold them for the same money. So this one's got a little bit less miles than what we usually would sell, but it's the same money. So we'll see how we go with that. I'm pretty confident we can get a name down on that in the next week or so. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is the roundup here of the stuff we have been buying and trying to get ready over the last week. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that explains all this side, but what about all that over there and all these over here? Well, to be fair, some of these actually aren't going to go on sale. Some of these are trade cars. So we've got things like, there's a Clio there that was at Aston Barclay. The gate man was looking after it for me for about a year. That's been traded on. That's going. We were going to retail that, but we decided just to trade it on. So I got my money back. So that's going. Punto, just done a deal on that yesterday. That's going. Chevrolet, did a deal on that before I went away, and the guy's picking, well, I've got to do a job on it for him. That's going next week. That's a export vehicle, so that doesn't bother us too much. The wife's old Evoque, that is getting sorted in a few days' time and going on sale, so that will be going. I've got an i10 that I need to do a chain on in the next week or so that's going to be going on sale. So if anyone is after an i10, that's going on sale soon. We look C1 here, that's a warranty job, which someone brought in and said it needed a timing chain, and it's not a timing chain issue, it's a fan belt issue, which is good, because, well, I couldn't believe it when they said it wanted a chain on it, because I've never seen one ever needing a chain. So that's good news, that we're going to get on that tomorrow. And then really, what else have we got working on? We've got the 500s, sorry, we've got one that's just landed on a 10 plate, which I'm going to get on sale this week. That one is going up for sale. Wants quite a bit of work to it. I think it's going to need some new exhaust on its system because it's blowing. It's going to need some gearbox bounce and stuff like that. It's going to need potentially a new steering wheel because it's a little bit worn, so we've got to sort that out. The rest of it's inside is actually really nice. It's just worn on the steering wheel. Needs a little bit of paint on it, but it's not costly stuff. It's just little bits and bobs, and we'll stand it. We can throw a few hundred quid at it. And the 500s, we've done quite well out of them the last few weeks. We've sold quite a few, and they're just dead popular. First time cars, always girls that buy them. That'll be a 2,800 quid car, and I know within 24 hours, as soon as I get it in that front there by the gate, we will have a buyer on it. So yeah, good news. And it doesn't need a box either. It doesn't need a gearbox, which is good as well, because I'm sick of putting gearboxes in Fiat 500s. That one's a trade one, that's going, so that's good. My 206, I haven't done anything with that. Shouldn't have bought that, it was a stupid buy. Astra, got everything for that in the cupboard, in the back there, not touched it, that's a bit silly. I've got a Suzuki Alto, which I need to finish off. I've got a Skoda still, not even touched me bloody Skoda. Automatic Skoda at the back there, done nothing with it. Again, laziness there. So yeah, we have actually made some progress there in the corner. Got a few out, sold a few as well. We've been stuck there for ages, which is good news, and traded quite a lot out. And also, just note in the background there, Corsa was in the scrap Corsa we used to have. That's been piled up with scrap tomorrow and been sent away because it's a bit of an eyesore. So we are making quite a bit of progress, and it's a lot easier to do that when, unfortunately, we're not as busy as we should be, because the lads aren't got to worry so much about getting the sold cars done, which is a priority. They can pull out the odd thing, get it fixed up and get it on sale, or we can get it fixed up and at least trade it on or dispose of it, whatever we're going to do with it. But I have given myself a deadline, really, for the end of summer to get that pitch in that corner there that's been full of basically, I call them like projecty cars, stuff like that, project cars, and stuff that's just been forgotten about. i.e. it's probably jobs that you just don't want to do, or they're just not, they're coming at the wrong time. So you bought a car, it needs far more than you thought, and you think, oh, I can't be bothered, and you put it in the corner, and the next thing you know, it's been there for months and months, even a year in some cases. I've got to get out of that frame of mind. We've just got to get them in, just think, right, look, it's not ideal, but let's just get it done, because otherwise they just sit and linger, and it's just dead money. So yeah, definitely commit myself to getting that space back by the end of summer. Now, what are we getting on with the rest of the week? Well, tomorrow, being Wednesday, the day this video goes out, I will be at Motor Auctions Group in Rotherham, where we're going to a sale to look at some general cars, general sale. Four-wheel drive is what we're on the agenda for tomorrow. I've got a customer who's, I think we've got 10 maybe earmarked. That probably will earmark down to about 6 or 7 tomorrow, time we get there and gone through them. So we've got a good chance tomorrow of coming away with a ruck of four-wheel drive stuff. And usually when we go to Motor Auctions Group, we usually come away with a car for myself. So I might be having the opportunity to buy probably crossovers tomorrow I'll be looking at, because I haven't got too many of those. Say everything else we've got quite a lot of, to be honest. I've bought quite a bit. So I'm not going to be too worried about myself tomorrow. I just might find the odd bargain. I might just buy something, or maybe something really interesting. But tomorrow, focusing on four-wheel drive purchases. Then the rest of the week, it's just about basically getting the cars that we've got out there looking the best, getting some new stuff coming in. I've got lots of Astras coming in. I've got a ruck of Astra J's I've bought. I bought another Fiat Panda. I've got more Igos and 107s coming. I've got quite a few cars at paint at the moment, which have been a bit queued up, including some quite interesting things as well, including, actually, I'm going to break cover on this, a Rover 75 diesel I bought, which actually I bought about 6 weeks ago, and my paint man hasn't got round to it yet, but I've sort of given him the older kick at the moment to say maybe we should be getting that in and getting that done. So I think he's going to get that turned around in the next week or two, and when that lands I'm going to do a video on it. It's not going to be particularly dear, but it is, I have to say, a really, really nice example. And it is going on sale, by the way. It's not going to be raffled or anything like that. It's going to be a proper retail car. I think it's 05 plates, so it's the last of the facelift. It's in a beautiful champagne colour. And it's a diesel, which is probably one of the best engines you could have, actually. It was very, very good. Quite a neat, unique thing. I quite like the Rover 75s. I quite like all Rovers, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to have a dabble at that. And also, speaking of older cars, because I'm going to start trying to dabble with the odd sort of classic and unlike the Rover stuff that's probably turning classic going forward. Not too many, but just the odd one now and then. The Micra, that's coming back. That's what I was getting on about. That is going to be coming on sale here as well. And I'm actually looking forward to starting to dabble in those sort of classic and sort of turning classics, if you like, because they'll be a bit different. Because like I say, it'll be different, a bit interesting. They say, and we'll have a go and see if we can make that work as well. Because in reality,
It's not too dissimilar to what we sort of sell now, the budget cheap end stuff. We can make it work. I say you've got to be probably a little bit careful with classic stuff because I suppose it is really a different market. But I don't know, I just think we can make a go of it and potentially sell those sort of older cars going forward. And let's face it, you probably are going to need to start as a dealer looking at selling some older cars because look what we've got to look forward to in the future. So there we are. I'm quite upbeat actually for someone who's come back and hasn't sold a car in a few days and is really behind its targets. I mean, if you look at the board now, I'm sitting on 9 cars for June, which is, well, pretty rubbish. We should be on about 13, 14. We like to do between 15 and 20. If we do 15, I'm happy. If we do 20, I'm really ecstatic. Not as ecstatic as the lads are because they get a right big bonus. But I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that this month, unfortunately. It's just a bit too quiet. But lads have done an amazing job since I've been away. And they've racked up quite most of them sales, to be honest, in fair play to them. And I'm hoping, for their sake and for mine, that we can just get a few more cars sold over the next week or so. Started advertising again on the old Facebook page, which I haven't done in a while because, as I say, we were just putting stuff out there locally and it was just selling straight away. So if anyone's interested, you can get in touch with us. We've actually got stuff you can see on the page now, stuff available. Not everything you're going to see on our Facebook page is going to be sold, which is what usually is the case. So if you are after a car, come and see us. Get on the phone, speak to me, ask for Lee. And if I'm out, speak to Ben, because he knows his onions as well. So anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up there. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching today's video. And a quick favour before I go, please like and subscribe to the Car UK channel. You might think that you're already subscribed, but about 75%, I think it is, of everybody who watches my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. And most people probably aren't even aware that they're not even subscribed. So if you can just click that subscribe button now for me, it means a lot because it helps me build the channel. We're nearly at 100,000. We're going to get there this year, and it means a lot to me because I say I've been doing this for 3 years, and that is the big milestone. When you get to 100,000, it gives yourself a bit of a pat on the back, really. But it's all thanks to you. It's all thanks to you guys watching and keep coming back and enjoying it. So please make sure you do that because it helps me out. It means a lot. And don't forget to get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on anything you've seen today. Let me know your thoughts on any of the cars you've seen, anything that you think you disagree with, anything you like, anything that you've owned previously. Your thoughts and comments maybe on dabbling in the classic stuff going forward a little bit. Is that a good move? Is that a bad move? Do you think I'm making the wrong decision? Let me know. I'm open to any discussion. So get yourself in those comments. And finally, the raffle. If you haven't done so already, third time asking, get yourself in the link description. You've got a few days. Get yourself a ticket. You never know, you might win that amazing Ford Fiesta. Thanks again. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you all in the next one.